We're coming on the air with breaking news from Atlanta, where something both historic and now somewhat routine is playing out.
Former President Donald Trump is turning himself in at the Fulton County Jail in Atlanta, Georgia tonight.
The former president finds himself in legal peril, facing 4 indictments.
It's not often you see a mugshot of a former US president. Actually, this is the first time it's ever happened. So, what's going on? Well, Donald Trump has a few indictments to his name, and 2 were served just this month. An indictment basically means a grand jury has found enough evidence to formally charge someone with a crime, and they have to go to court. It's the first time it's happened to a sitting or former president in the United States. But to understand exactly what's going on, we have to go back to 2020.
We are going to win 4 more great years in the White House.
After a colourful campaign, the votes were counted and it became clear that Joe Biden was the new US president.
Joe Biden!
Clear to most people, that is. After the count, Donald Trump refused to admit that he lost, saying Joe Biden's win was unfair and the Democrats cheated. He even made a phone call to Georgia's Secretary of State, asking him to find some more votes.
I just want to find 11,780 votes, which is 1 more than we have, because we won the state.
And it didn't stop there. For weeks, Donald Trump's team and supporters spread the claim that the election was stolen in speeches, on social media, and on TV.
There has been a massive and coordinated effort to steal this election from we, the people of the United States of America.
Of course, there was no evidence of this at all, and to many, this claim became known as the big lie.
The election was the lie. That was the big lie. You know, they talk about the big lie. And they know it, and they don't want to talk about it.
But despite this, a lot of Donald Trump supporters believed him, which leads us to January 6th, 2021. Thousands of Donald Trump supporters stormed the Capitol building where the government sits to try and stop the official handover of power to Joe Biden.
We want our country back! We are protesting for our freedom right now!
And that brings us back to the indictments.
The attack on our nation's capital on January 6th, 2021 was an unprecedented assault on the seat of American democracy. It was fueled by lies. Lies by the defendant, targeted at obstructing a bedrock function of the U.S. government, the nation's process of collecting, counting, and certifying the results of the presidential election.
The Federal Justice Department has charged the former president with 4 counts, including conspiracy to defraud the United States and conspiracy to obstruct an official proceeding. Basically, that means he worked with other people to deliberately try to stop Joe Biden from becoming president. Then there's the indictment that's been issued by the state of Georgia, based on that phone call we mentioned earlier.
I just want to find 11,780 votes.
The indictment alleges that rather than abide by Georgia's legal process for election challenges, the defendants engaged in a criminal racketeering enterprise to overturn Georgia's presidential election result.
They've got nothing.
Being indicted doesn't mean he's guilty. And Donald Trump says he's done nothing wrong and describes the charges as an un-American witch hunt. In any case, this isn't going to stop him from running for president next year. Weird as it sounds, even if he was sent to jail, he could still campaign from behind bars. And if he does become president, he can't go to jail.
It's well established that no sitting president can be prosecuted. So if he wins, the case goes away.
So prosecutors are trying to get the case to court as soon as possible. And now the federal case has been set for March 4th next year. So where does this leave the US? In a very, very strange place. And with the election campaign around the corner, we're in for an interesting ride.